Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're venturing into some pretty fascinating territory, actually. It's sparked by this interesting, well, intersection of claims.
Yeah, it's quite Quailix.
We've got Edward Snowden, talking about how we might be totally missing alien communication.
Right.
And then, completely separately, these really strange experiences reported by a naval officer down in Antarctica.
It's definitely a pairing that makes you stop and think, raises a lot of questions. You've got Snowden, known for, revealing secrets, talking about ET contact,
Mm-hmm.
and then these very visceral accounts from Antarctica, a place that's already kind of wrapped in mystery and ice.
Exactly. So our goal today, our sort of mission, is to see if there are any intriguing lines we can draw between them, even speculative ones. Could there be hidden stuff going on, especially in Antarctica, that maybe these claims shed some light on?
It's worth exploring for sure.
Okay, so let's start with Snowden. Let's unpack his ideas about alien communication first.
Yeah.
They're pretty out there.
Yeah, his core idea, based on the material we've got, is that our whole approach to finding alien signals or even just listening in might be fundamentally wrong.
How so?
He suggests that, look, any civilization's communication starts off kind of primitive, right? Easy to detect, unprotected.
Okay, yeah, like our early radio waves.
Exactly. But he argues that the window where it's both unprotected and powerful enough to travel across space, that window is probably incredibly short.
That actually makes a weird kind of sense. I mean, think about us. Early radio, easy to pick up. Now, everything's digital, encrypted. You need the key, basically.
Precisely. Snowden says, why wouldn't aliens do the same?
Mm.
By the time they're capable of interstellar chat, you'd assume encryption is just standard procedure for security, for privacy, whatever.
Right, it becomes second nature.
And that leads to his really provocative bit.
Which is, go on.
He basically puts forward this idea, what if the cosmic background radiation, the faint energy left over from the Big Bang that's everywhere.
Yeah, the sort of static of the universe.
What if that actually contains encrypted alien messages? We can't tell the difference. Our tech might see complex alien signals and just file it under background noise.
Wow. Okay, that really flips things on their head. It's like maybe the universe is noisy with chatter. We just don't have the right radio tuner.
Or the right decryption key.
Right. And he even talks about leaking, doesn't he? Like, maybe aliens have their own Snowdens, or maybe data gets out accidentally, but it's so scrambled, it's just noise to us.
Yeah, and what's interesting is him applying that whole mindset, from his world of secret government comms and encryption,
Uh-huh.
applying that logic to potential alien signals.
Mm-hmm.
It makes you ask, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Could we be surrounded by messages we just literally can't recognize? A universe full of communication we're deaf to.
It's a big thought. Okay, hold that thought. Let's pivot now. From the vastness of space, let's go down to the ice. Antarctica. And this naval officer's account. This feels much more immediate, almost like something out of a thriller.
It does. The officer talks about seeing this huge opening in the ice. Right there, that grabs you. And crucially, it was in a designated no-fly zone.
A no-fly zone in the middle of Antarctica. Why? That's question number one, isn't it?
Exactly. Why restrict airspace over a particular patch of ice?
And then it gets stranger. He mentions a medical emergency flight happening around the same time he saw this opening.
Yeah, is there a link? We don't know from the source, but it definitely adds another layer of mystery.
But the really weird part for me is the scientists.
Ah, yes, the scientists. This group had apparently just disappeared, gone for 2 weeks.
Vanished. And when they came back...
They were described as scared, just terrified. And they were warned, explicitly told, not to talk about whatever happened to them out there.
Whoa. Okay, so what could possibly happen out there in the Antarctic wilderness that leaves a group of scientists scared, speechless, and under orders to keep quiet?
That's the core of it. Fear and enforced silence. It strongly suggests they encountered something significant, something maybe disturbing.
It really paints a picture, doesn't it? Something important, maybe unsettling, happening in this remote, restricted place. Which I guess leads us straight into why Antarctica is such a hotbed for these kinds of theories.
Well, several things feed into it. I mean, first off, it's just so incredibly remote, so isolated. Most people will never go there, never see it.
Right, it's vast and empty on the maps we usually see.
Exactly. And that isolation, the sheer difficulty of accessing most of it, makes it, fertile ground for speculation. What secrets could be hidden under all that ice?
It's the ultimate blank slate, in a way, and the material mentions these long-running ideas, doesn't it? Hidden civilizations, maybe ancient ones, weird structures, secrets being guarded down there. These aren't new ideas.
Not at all. Antarctica kind of represents this final frontier on Earth, a place where the known world seems to end. And that mystery has always fueled speculation that something truly extraordinary might be concealed there.
And it's not just modern theories either. The sources mention some historical oddities too, like that Peary race map.
Ah, yes, from 1513.
And it supposedly shows Antarctica without ice. Centuries before we officially discovered it, let alone knew it was a continent under the ice cap. How do you even explain that?
Well, the Peary Reese map is definitely captivating and controversial. Its depiction of a landmass that looks a lot like Antarctica, but ice-free, way back in 1513. It raises huge questions.
Like, did someone know? Did ancient civilizations have better maps than we think?
It certainly challenges our standard timeline of exploration and geographical knowledge. And you had that old idea too, Terra Australis, this belief in a great southern landmass. It shows Antarctica has been on people's minds in some form for a long time.
Okay, so fast forward, we also have more recent strange things. That satellite image from 2012,
The oval-shaped formation, yeah.
400 feet across, out in the middle of nowhere. I mean,
Yeah.
that's big. An oval isn't exactly a typical shape for a rock formation, is it?
Well, the analysis mentioned is interesting. Experts apparently said, look, it could be natural, sometime geological process. But the shape is unusual, regular enough that they couldn't rule out it being artificial, man-made.
And that's all it takes, right? That little seed of doubt, that possibility in a place like Antarctica, it just fuels the fire.
Exactly. The ambiguity is key.
Which brings us to maybe the most out there theory connected to Antarctica, hollow Earth.
Ah, yes. The idea that the Earth isn't solid, but hollow, possibly with an internal sun, civilizations, the works, and entrances at the poles.
It sounds like pure sci-fi, but it has a surprisingly persistent following.
It does. And Antarctica, along with the Arctic, is often pointed to as the location for these supposed entrances. A key figure often cited is Admiral Richard Byrd.
Operation High Jump, right? 1947, the official story is mapping and scientific exploration.
But the claim, the conspiracy theory, is that Byrd flew beyond the pole, either north or south, depending on the version, and actually entered a hidden inner land.
And there are supposed secret diaries detailing all this, kept under wraps by governments.
That's the story. Suppressed information. It gets even more tangled with mentions of Admiral Forstall.
First Secretary of Defense, often linked to Majestic 12, that alleged secret group handling UFOs and aliens.
Right. The narrative suggests Forstall knew things, maybe about Byrd's discoveries or other alien-related stuff, and was planning to go public. Then he had his unexpected death.
Which, for believers in these theories, looks incredibly suspicious.
It adds another layer of perceived conspiracy and cover-up. And then you hear these persistent rumors about satellite photos, supposedly showing actual openings, big holes near the poles.
Which loops right back to our naval officer, doesn't it? His huge opening in the ice.
Could it be?
Could that have been one of these alleged hollow Earth entrances? The source itself seems to hint at that possibility.
And that's how these narratives often work. You take an unexplained observation, like the officer sighting, and you weave it into this larger tapestry of hidden worlds, suppressed technology, ancient secrets.
Okay, let's try and pull these threads together a bit. We've got Snowden's idea. Advanced communication might be all around us, but encrypted, invisible.
Hidden in plain sight, essentially.
Then we've got Antarctica. No-fly zones, weird openings, scared scientists told to shut up, historical map anomalies, strange structures, hollow Earth theories.
A whole lot of mystery concentrated in one place.
So could there be a connection? Is it possible that if there were some kind of hidden civilization or activity in Antarctica, maybe ancient, maybe not from Earth? Who knows? Could they be using methods, maybe like Snowden suggests, to keep themselves hidden, masking their presence, their communications?
Well, if you look at the theme of secrecy running through all this,
Right.
it's striking. You have Snowden revealing government surveillance secrets.
Right.
You have the intense secrecy and restricted access surrounding large parts of Antarctica. And you have these specific allegations of suppressed information, like Byrd's diaries or what happened to those scientists. It all points towards concealment. The question the material raises is, why?
Yeah.
What's so important down there that requires this level of secrecy?
It's vital, though, and the source material sort of implies this, too, that we keep perspective here. We're dealing with a real mix. Snowden's ideas are, theoretical physics and information theory applied to SETI.
Highly speculative.
Then you have a first-hand account from the naval officer, which is an observation but unexplained. And then layers of interpretation, conspiracy theories like Hollow Earth.
Absolutely. It's crucial for anyone listening, for you, to try and separate these things. What's an observation? What's an interpretation? What's pure theory? What's the evidence or lack thereof for each piece?
You have to ask, what are the more ordinary explanations too? Could the opening be a rare natural phenomenon? Could the scientists have had a severe weather incident or psychological stress?
Exactly. Critical thinking is key when you're navigating this kind of complex and often unverified information landscape.
Okay, so wrapping up, we've touched on encrypted alien signals, possibly hiding in cosmic noise, strange sightings and secrecy in Antarctica, old maps hinting at a different past, weird satellite images, the whole Hollow Earth mythos.
It's a lot. And all these different threads, as presented in the sources we looked at, they kind of converge on this big question for you, the listener. What could possibly tie all this together?
Is there a hidden history down there? Or maybe a hidden present? Something happening in Antarctica right now that most of us have no idea about.
And could advanced, maybe deliberately hidden communication, whether it's alien or maybe even some kind of lost terrestrial civilization, could that be part of the puzzle?
It really leaves you with a final thought, doesn't it? I mean, if, and it's a big if, but if intelligent life, whether it came from here ages ago or from somewhere else, is operating secretly on our own planet, what does that do to our understanding of everything?
Yeah, our history, our place in the cosmos, it changes the whole picture.
Yeah.
What other facts that we take for granted might actually be based on incomplete or maybe even deliberately hidden information?
Definitely something to chew on long after this deep dive is over.